Alright, so today I'm doing the high steer kit, weld on high steer kit from, I think the company I bought it from is like Beyond Precision or Beyond Precise. And it's just kind of like a DIY kit, but it works out pretty good. I've already finished one and didn't really have no issues other than kind of a pain to get the bolt to line up, and I'll show you all that in a minute. But I guess once you get this main bolt in, you don't really need to pull it out anyway. But I figured I would do a video on this because there's a lot of stuff around the internet about what to do and what not to do on welding to cast, mild steel to cast, and I've always had pretty good luck with it. It's not as difficult or scary as a lot of people make it seem. And I mean, you might get a crack, you know, but in my experience, if you get it, if it's going to crack, it's going to crack like as you're welding it, literally. I have never had one cool down and crack. If you get a good weld and it don't crack, then you're good. So what I do is kind of do a little tack weld in the beginning, and if it cracks, you know, you probably might need to clean your metal up a little bit more. But one of the biggest things that helps with welding mild steel to a cast knuckle like this is getting it freaking smooth. Like, you got to cut this little vacuum line deal off here. Just cut it even, and then it's because your plate actually goes like right there. So let's see. That's the way. And that's supposed to go flush. So you need to be sure that plate will at least go flush with this. And but yeah, get it smooth, shiny. You don't want to just wire wheel this. You want to take a freaking grinding wheel, smooth all this down, and then you're going to want to take your flappy wheel and actually get this thing shining, because I don't know why. I think it's something to do with the impurities in cast, but when you get this stuff really shiny, it makes welding it a lot easier. It just welds better. If you do not clean your metal extraordinarily good when you're trying to weld mild to cast, it will not weld. I'm talking about, it literally won't even weld. It'll just look like bubble gum. So that's the biggest thing. And then obviously, you know, sometimes you want to preheat. With this, since I have everything off of it, I'm going to go ahead and preheat, but you really don't have to preheat. I've had good luck just welding it. I mean, you might want to preheat it a little bit to get it like 200 degrees, but like with my axle, my front axle, when I welded my truss on, I had really good luck with it. Like here, I'll show you. I didn't preheat because it had brand new seals in it, and I didn't want to screw the seals up. So this is, and you can see that's some really freaking good welds there to that cast. And I didn't have any issues with cracking. Got some good welds here. See, all these truss kits, flat top truss kits, they come, the instructions tell you to cut 2 inches out of your freaking deal. Which I see, and I understand why. It's because they want you to have a good chunk of steel here, mild steel, of the tubing to weld to. The problem with that is I've seen a lot of guys where they cut this out and their truss welds on, and they end up bending. They end up pulling the damn sleeve out, or either it gets bent or something. So, and this whole chunk of cast here is built onto the pumpkin, and they got it like that because that cast is extremely strong. And it holds the C in really good because you don't have a whole lot of meat here. So what I did is, instead of wasting my entire life cutting this off and taking the chance of weakening the actual tube, I just actually notched my truss out, the little truss brackets here, out a little bit more. You only had to notch 2 inches more out of the top of them, and got it welded to the actual cast sleeve here. So in my opinion, it's just a lot stronger way to do it. Plus it saves you a ton of time. And if you get your metal clean and do all the prep work right, you can get away with not preheating and getting a good hot bead weld in there. and being strong. I mean, these are extremely good welds. Even got a weld right here to the cast, and same thing on the back. And I also had really good luck welding up my tubes to my sleeves, so they won't ever have no problems. It's just welding to cast is not as scary as everybody makes it out to be. It's really not that big of a deal. If it cracks, you know, oh well, freaking grind it down, grind the weld out, and do it again. I had a couple of them crack, and it's because I got lazy and didn't prep my metal good enough. But guess what? Grinded it down, and it took me like 5 extra minutes. It's not a big deal. But I think that's the best way to do it. It saved me a ton of time. And we're going to go ahead with the knuckle and get it all buzzed up. Everything on the other one went good. Got some really good welds in there. Should be strong and last a long time. All right. I'm going to finish getting this thing shiny, 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 and then we'll get to putting the stuff together, and maybe I'll have to trim it, maybe I won't. I had to trim up the brackets a little bit on the other one. And another thing with the Beyond Precise deal is, I don't know if this is like typical, but these little spacers that come with the kit for your bolt, they're made out of DOM, and they come with 3/4 inch bolts. And my freaking bolts will not go through these. I literally had to drill these out, and it was a absolute freaking nightmare to drill out these little spacers, these little pieces of DOM. I think it's, I mean, I think the kit's like 170 bucks. They could have freaking at least, you know, drilled the holes out to where you ain't got to drill them. It's kind of ridiculous that they can't take the time to drill the holes out. Anyway, that was something that I just wanted to let everybody be aware of. Whenever you do this kit, that right there, I don't know if it was just my kit, maybe they forgot to drill them or whatever, but that's probably the most aggravating, time consuming, and terrible part of the whole deal is drilling the damn DOM tubing out. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see that. Let me see. Yeah, you see that shining? That's what we want right there. There needs to be shining. And it is. Looks real good. It looks even better than the first one I did. And don't get me wrong, this kit, it worked good. Like, it fits pretty good. If you're doing this, you probably have a little bit of like sense, a little bit of modifying capabilities, and chances are you probably don't have to modify something. I had to cut these down. I mean, you can tell it's like a really cheap, it's not like a cheap kit, like it's a good quality kit, but it's something they just cut out the plasma cutter real quick. Probably doesn't cost them anything. They probably do it with scrap pieces of metal from other parts and make just pure profit off of it. And they're probably honestly not too worried about it because, well, there ain't a whole lot of options out there. I think Artec makes one and Barnes makes one, but I think that this kit is like the highest, gets your actual knuckle, your steering arm up the highest. Because I've seen the Artec one, and don't get me wrong, I love Artec stuff, but this one was a lot cheaper than Artec too, though. I think it was at the time, at least. But anyway, yeah, here we go. That goes there. And that spacer that fits now that I took 3 hours to grind that shit down. This spacer. See, they still don't fit. really too great, even though I spent hours and hours and hours modifying them. And look, this one fits better than the last one. Everything's going together good already. Let's see, I'm gonna have to. Another little trick is they only send you 2 bolts, 2 3/4-inch bolts, but luckily I had a couple of extra bolts laying around, and it helped me a bunch to go ahead and bolt a second bolt in it, because it keeps everything lined up really good for you. Go ahead and bolt it down. I had a couple of regular nuts instead of lock nuts because it's a lot easier to get the bolt on and off by hand. Really just want to snug and stewed up for the time being. But that helps keep everything together because that's the way it has to be. Then you can really stick it on there and get an actual good look at how it's going to be. And to be completely honest with you guys, that's fitting like really freaking good. Let's see if I'm going to have to cut just the tiniest bit of that out. Like the other side did not fit super good. Just going ahead and cleaning that up a little bit more. Well, guys, that just fits really freaking good. Just really freaking good. Like, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to do to this one. The other side was not that way. It was kind of a lot of work to get it ready. Maybe I did a better job of like grinding this down. I think I could stand to grind a little bit more off of that actually. This thing's got like a natural little hump in it. Kind of makes that not sit super flat, but boy, that's a lot better. And I mean, that's just great. I just don't, you know, it's kind of making me wonder, why did I have to do so much work to the other side? But hey, I'll take it. Probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and grind that off. Whew. About time to clean or to change the ends in this welding joint. So if my welds suck, that's what I'm blaming it on. It's my excuse. Gotta have a backup excuse. The last one went very good though. So hopefully this one goes just as good. We gonna find out. Right now, I'm gonna preheat it after I tack it. Hopefully the tacks hold. clean as it is, I think, yep, tack held good. I thought it should hold pretty good. See, like, that's your telltale sign when you're welding this cast stuff. Because if it's going to crack, these tack welds will already crack. Like, they crack as soon as you weld it. It's the craziest thing. It really is. It's wild. They all look like they're holding good. Down crack, but I hadn't preheated it yet, so now I'm going to go ahead and preheat it. I'm probably going to get another tack right there before I preheat. That was hot. Okay. I'm actually probably not going to tighten that up. All this is going to get welded. This bolt is coming in and out. It's going in and out pretty good right now. And if I tighten it all up, I'm just going to be binding the dang thing up. You know? But that's going in and out pretty good, so I think I'm actually going to weld it all up and leave that loose now that I think about it. But I do need to go ahead and move this thing. It don't take nearly as much time to heat that up as you think. That's 600 something degrees. So I'm actually going to have to wait a second. Because I think about 350 to 400. And we're good. Oh man, that's a pretty weld right there, boys. That's what you want. Now on this underside, I know it sounds like I'm just tacking, and I am, but really I'm just, you can't get your nozzle in there. I can't get my nozzle in there to get a good weld. So what I've done in the last one, and it worked good, is just kind of fill it with some tacks, you know, really good tacks, and then you're gonna come, and then I'll come back and cap it with another pass in a minute here. Dang, shield's getting pretty bad. Like, pretty bad. It's strong though. It's still hot enough. Man, trying to see in there is the key. And I'm sure that's not the right way and all that shit, but I have a hard time welding that circle stuff, so this is the best way I've found to do it. And I'm sure it's not right, but I don't care. Looks pretty, at least. Sure there's gonna be somebody in the comments telling me I'm a freaking idiot. You know what? You might be right. Maybe I am an idiot. Well, it's done. Sweet. No more welding for me. I really don't even care if the bolt comes out. It don't have to come out. That's what I was saying earlier. It stays in there. Bolt's just extra insurance. But I'm gonna put this dude back up here so all you people can see how beautiful it is. And it's very hot. Like very, very friggin' hot. Having a hard time here. Shit! I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, guys. It's just too damn heavy for me to hold up like that. And it's too hot for me to hold. Literally, so. Okay, I got it. It's not really the way I like to put it in the vise, but it's in the vise and it's there or something. Alright. Have y'all been able to see that at all? Golly, I hope so. So here's the finished product. Ah, shit. It's not finished. I gotta weld that back piece on there. Anyway, there's some pretty good welds on that old girl. Got a little bit hot right here, right there, but I got the underside of it welded too. Not the best weld because I literally can't get my welding deal in there, nozzle. But all that stuff's welded up. Looks very, very good. think it really might not go. I thought that I'd be able to just force it, but I guess that doesn't work with everything. Anyway. There's the final product. Got some pretty dang good welds on that, dude. It ought to be strong, super strong. Don't be scared to weld cast. It's not that big a deal. I'm not a professional welder by no means, and I make it work just fine. Actually got some pretty dang good beads on there today. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you want to do a kit like this, hopefully this video helped you out. God bless you. Y'all have a good one.